Hello, Resilient Risers. Welcome to another episode of Poetry and Perspective with Placide. Now, I'm just going to spend like just 2 minutes to let you guys know I am just going to be the moderator for tonight, and my host is going to take over with him and his guest. So I know you guys have been waiting patiently for this show. So without further ado, let me bring on my host, Mr. Baptiste Paull, and his guest, Mr. Marshall Celestine. I'm going to go out in the back. I'm going to be answering all your questions and your comments. Keep the comments coming because we want the comments to be coming. We want it to be fun, exciting, and we want you all to get all the information out of this show. So come on. I need to hear from you guys, and we need you guys to be participating. So without further ado, I'm not going to give an introduction. I'm going to let my host do that. So I'm going to put myself in the back, and here goes my guest. And
hi everyone. This is Baptiste and Cindy. Thank you for allowing us to be on your show tonight to share some important topics we're going to discuss tonight about, especially Marshall's journey. We're going to talk about that quite a bit. So my name is Baptiste Paull, and I am an award-winning author of lots of books for children. And the thing I love to do the most in the world is present at schools all around the country. So part of my shameless promotion again is like, you got little ones, I got hit up them St. Lucian schools up in the country, in Canada, wherever you are. So you got to invite me to come speak. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to my host tonight. Not my host, but my guest, Marshall Celestine. Hey, Marshall, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I am doing great, man. So tell me a little bit about you, just so the audience can get to know a little bit about you, who you are, just a little bit about you, and then we can get into the tough conversations, the good, the bad, the ugly.
My name is Marshall Celestine. I am from the great community of Grace Viewfort, born and raised the community of Grace Viewfort. I'm based here in Canada. Um, I have three beautiful children, and I'm married to the most beautiful woman in the world, Cameline Celestine. Um, what else? I mean,
Yeah,
in the show, we'll find out a bit more about me. But yeah, this is basic about me myself. Yeah.
all right, cool. Yeah, that's a good introduction. So, Marshall, like, here's what I want to know first and foremost, like, you and I grew up together on the field in Cooley Town, running
Mhm.
around, probably butt naked, running around, kicking football everywhere, doing our thing, you know, growing up. So it has been a journey for you, right? From where you came from
Yeah.
to where you are right now. Can you share some of the joys of being on the island when you were younger and some of the things that breathe life into you?
Well, I think growing up in Grace, particular Cooley Town, was one of the best times of my life. Meaning that I get to experience something that this generation will never experience. Running around, have to be innovative, meaning that you have to create your own games. It was all family oriented. We laughed, we played, we cried together. It was great. Clayton pretty much as a family. Everybody knows everybody. It was just love. And for me, looking back, that was one of the best times in my life. And I can never go back there. Um, I mean, in the times now, I can't go back there to that time. So it makes me feel very proud. It makes me joyous when I talk about my community, playing on the field like you mentioned with my friends. I think one of the greatest moments of my life is been on that field for sure.
My first book was about that field because that field was a
Absolutely.
character in the book as well. And I love that place. And the way you connected with the field is the same way I connected with the field. How many times did you kick a rock, man, and lost a toenail on that field?
Yeah, I mean the field has transformed to what we know.
Oh,
I remember, I mean, growing back, I think you remember your brother was one of the great soccer players. Sugar, he was one of the
Okay.
great
Oh
soccer
yeah,
players
he was
at the
brilliant.
time. And I remember there was a hill. The field was there was a hill. It was not flat. It was all over the place back in the day. If you remember that,
I remember
like for the
everything.
guys to kick the yeah. So the field has transformed um, from bad to great. Now we actually have a facility, not a world class, but enough to play some professional soccer matches. Um,
Absolutely.
I remember growing up, man, just espe- especially especially the grass. When you
What grass you talking about? The little patch?
oh man, there was one point we they would call us grammar zone because we were playing the field so much that they would be impossible for the grass to grow. It would be impossible for the
Oh,
grass to grow. They would call us. I remember a guy. It was a man in the community that actually I will speak on later in the program named Shaka, and he used to
oh,
call us
Shaka.
grammar zone because yeah. So because he is the man who used to water the field. I don't remember that. You remember that? He used to come water the field, we make sure the grass, and we come there and we just play soccer. So they always call us grammar zone. So I have kicked my I've hit my toes a few times, a lot of times actually. Yeah, because it was no grass at the time. It was a lot of pebbles and stones. So
And lots of clay,
fun time.
right? I'm gonna correct you. We don't say soccer anymore. We say
Yes,
football. For the rest of that show, we say football.
football. Yeah, yeah.
That's it.
Right, right, right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So good memories, right? Growing up on that field, right?
Very, very, very good memories.
Yeah. Most recently, you went back down to the island. Can you share a little bit about what you went back to do?
Yeah. So recently I went back to San Lucia for two main reasons. I have my granddad, which is pretty much he is not in a great condition, and I wanted to make sure that I go down there and put things into place. And also, I had the privilege to go to Bellevue Combined School and to present at Bellevue Combined School, um, and I get the chance to meet the teachers, to meet the volunteers, to meet the staff and the students, and I had a opportunity to present um, a proposal to the school. I have been working with various schools around the island, but I think Bellevue was somewhat very special to me. I've been working with Bellevue for the last 5 years, meaning I have a lot of sponsorships. I've done a lot of sponsors, especially sometimes in graduations. Sometimes I would pretty much do a lot of sponsorships. But this time I went to introduce this new program. It's called Feed and Learn, meaning that no child will go to school now without a proper meal. We will make sure, me and my partners and the stakeholders in the community. I am the president of the St. Lucia Auto Association. So we have collaborated joint forces that we're gonna make sure we support those students and the school as well. So I had a great privilege talking to the teachers and the staff and just put the proposal together. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool, though, man. Because last time I was at Bellevue, I actually got bacon tuna fish, man, from the cafeteria. I
Yeah,
don't know if you got your bacon
yeah,
tuna fish,
right,
but
right.
I got mine.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah,
for
I'm
sure,
all
for
about
sure,
my
for
food.
sure.
When I travel, if you feed me, I'm a happy guy. Yeah. So,
Definitely.
so hold on. Did you get your bacon tuna fish or no?
Oh no, actually, I was it was I got introduced to those lime juice, but that lime juice in Bellevue is special.
I
No
bet.
respect to Grace, but that
I
that
bet
was
some
special.
actually you see all them with his son.
Yeah, the kitchen staff they know the stuff, man. Yeah,
Oh,
I
they
had a
do.
yeah,
They
yeah,
do.
the couple
They
juice
do.
stuff there. It was good. Yeah.
Yeah, so our audience might be thinking like, wow, they're just having so much fun tonight. Yeah, that's part of it. Like we had fun growing up. life was tough for both of us growing up on the island. And there were days like we were hungry, and there were times we went to bed without food, but we both survived and we both end up doing amazing things with our lives. And there are lots of great people out there doing brilliant things in this world and contributing so much to this planet. So we had the fun stuff. All right. So the journey, Marshall. I want to hear about your journey. The good, the bad, the ugly, and the lessons you've learned along the way.
Oh boy, I had actually recently I did an interview 2 weeks ago. I believe I did an interview, and I was asked some tough questions about my journey.
Sorry, man.
So whenever I speak about whenever I speak about my journey, it's boy, it's been rough. It's been rough, but at the same time, it has been a learning. It's been a learning experience, and I'm just living life now. But how do I start? So give me the questions and I'll answer. As you said,
All
the
right.
good, the
I
bad,
want
and the
the,
ugly.
I want the I want the good. Tell me about all of the good things that happened from the moment you left the island till where you are right now. You can go in chronological order or you can just bounce all over the place. That's fine with me.
Mhm. Well, boy, how do I start? I left St. Lucia very young, as a pretty much a teenager, and I migrated to Canada, um, knowing going into the unknown, meaning that I never knew what was coming. Never had a plan. Never had plan B, no plan C, no plan at all. But I'm a person for a very young age. My mom instilled faith inside of me. Faith. I think growing up that my mom instilled inside of me, and that is something that has carried me through my life. Um, Coming
You
to
can't
Canada.
you can't say your mom and don't mention your name, mom's name, and give her a shout out. You gotta give your mom a
Oh
shout out.
yeah, I gotta.
I
Yeah,
respect
yeah,
that lady.
absolutely, absolutely.
Go
That's
for it.
my
Give
best
her a
friend.
shout out.
And big shout out to, yeah, big shout out to my mom, Mary Martian. Oh, and boy, this lady is my hero, my inspiration, and a lot of reasons. But I'll just fast track. By coming to Canada, I came to Canada with my adopted mother, meaning was my stepmother at the time. And fast forward to 2 weeks, I we came together and we separated, not by choice, but when you're living in somebody's space and the landlord can intervene and all that stuff there, we were separated. So 2 weeks coming into Canada, we had to depart on our ways. As a young man coming to this big country, you don't know nothing at all, and you just left out in the cold. That taught me a valuable lesson. I had to navigate the system. Um, a lot have happened. A lot have happened. Near-death experiences, facing immigration problems. There's so much that happened, man. We can go in. I think my journey is just a testament of the will and not giving up. So I want you to just give me the question and I will answer
All
because we
right.
can go into depth.
Okay, good. You
Yeah,
said
yeah,
the will, and that's how we're gonna do this
yeah.
interview. The will for what? I am not an easy interviewer, as you can tell. The will for
Yeah,
what?
I think the will for me, the will to not giving up. I want a person want to make my mom proud. I wanted to make my family proud, and I've said to myself that no matter what that has happened to me, that I will make this woman proud. And I have. Um, Recent, I think was a year, maybe just last year. I get the experience. I had to experience my mom in a way that I would love to experience my mom. Meaning that my mom have been my family all the time, my me all the time. But this particular time was very special to me. Um, I had the privilege to introduce my mom to a lot of things. Fashion. I flew my mom to Paris for Fashion Week. One of the great cities of fashion and the grand stage of all. And my mom was the get the honor to introduce herself. And my mom said something I'll never forget. She said, "The person, the brand you saw never give up. It was my son," in front of the audience, a packed
Oh wow.
audience.
Oh wow.
And she said, it's a privilege to stand here before you, seeing my son walk that runway. And he never gave up. I went to my backstage, my locker room, and I sat there for half an hour, and I was just in tears. I'm talking to you, but I got goosebumps. And
No, I can feel it, man.
I
I can
sat,
feel it.
yeah, I sat there and just quietly. And Michael Simcoe, I'm sure anybody familiar, but you could Google him. One of the Dubai's biggest designer in the world, was next to me, and boy, I am just saying, this little guy, this little man from Grace Viewport is sharing the stage with this world-renowned designers, and my mom get an opportunity to speak about me. Baptist, it's for me, going for that journey of my brand was that moment speaks volumes. I sat down there for about half an hour and was just in tears because I said, wow, mom, I just hope, I just said I made my mom proud. Going through those tough times, going through those dark times was definitely worth it. And I
You know, like
remember seeing, yeah, go ahead.
you said you're getting the chills. I'm getting the chills right now. Keep going.
And when the media and the press came in and then, asking questions, and I, I, I had no words because to me, I've reached a destination that I've been dreaming for a long, 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 long time. And I can say that openly now, there's not too many designers get to experience that. And just to see the smile on my mom's face was surreal, man. So shout out to my mom.
Wow. Definitely shout out to your mom, man. I think a lot of credit has to go to our moms, especially our moms from the village who did everything they could humanly do to make sure we were cared for in the best way they knew how, you know? And while you were talking,
Mm.
it reminded me of a saying that my mom had growing up: don't hang your hat where your hands can't reach. She always said that. And that has been like my mantra and my motto through life, you know? And it has been the reason why I keep pushing and persevering to be the best author I can be, you know? And like you said, like when my first published book came out, like my mom cried. She was just like in awe. She was like awestruck, jaw dropping. She's like, wow, little snot nosed kid running around with boogers hanging around on his nose. You know, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, Yeah.
This is
Absolutely.
who we were, right? We went to school with our
Right.
shoes. We had holes in our clothes.
Yes,
We
sir.
had spit running down our nose.
Yes.
We went to bed hungry.
Yes.
You know.
Right.
All right, all right. A little segue into our conversation. Do you remember the one time we were goofing off, just you and me, and we had our slingshots? You don't remember
Yeah,
that?
repeat that.
When we
Yeah,
had our
repeat that. You cut out.
Okay, when we were goofing off and we had our slingshots. Do you remember that? What? What,
Oh,
what
yo.
happened?
Man, you
What
know what?
happened?
Yeah, here's the thing. Baptist, here's the thing, man. I remember a day, particular day that well, I was going to school, right? And you were by the road, right, with your brother. And you asked me, I think was not to do something, but me, I was this unruly kid. But you're this guy, your persistence, you have to obey, and your police, your first in law and order in our, in us, right? And you tell me, Marshall, not to do this, and I'm so unruly. And I remember I could never forget that you picked me up, man, and you throw me across.
But I
You
was a
throw me
scrawny little
across.
guy.
It wasn't the street, but it was a hill.
I don't
and,
remember that.
and
You know,
yeah, not kidding, man. I wanted to. I said I have up to this day. I can still remember that. But what stood out to me the most, and my own experience, is the way that you have uplifted the young men in our community. Um, Boy, Baptist, I think you and your brother was an instrument, and an instrument of hope, an instrument of discipline. You have installed so much in my generation, meaning that you're part of the youth group. Um, your character was displayed in a way now I could look back and say, wow, look at that, what this man has done. Look at what your brother has done. I remember your brother used to teach us to play cricket.
hmm
I remember you used to be a great volleyball player.
Oh yeah,
I remember
absolutely.
you growing up used to make sure that we go to church.
Oh
We were
yes.
disciplined. We remember going to church that we have to be quiet. You understand? So the what you have instilled in me as a person, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people can, as a testament to what you have done in our community. So kudos to you and your family, and your sisters as well. Is a great mentor to me as well. So kudos to you guys, man.
Can you still hear me, Marshall?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. For some reason, I just disappeared off the screen. Yeah. Um.
Mhm.
All right. So we're talking about village life, the good. Now let's talk about the bad. We're talking about the good. Because your mom is definitely a true testament. And she stood on that stage,
Yeah,
man, and she let the world know
yeah,
the never give up brand, right? That's
right.
you. You are the brand. You are the person behind. You know what, people? Just go out and support the man. Go order some clothing right now. I'm serious. Just go online, order some stuff from Marshall. Marshall, tell them where to go. No, I'm serious. Just tell them where to go. What are you drinking, man?
I think you keep you keep cutting it out, but yeah, go
Okay,
ahead.
what are you drinking? What are you drinking?
Well, just water. So
Okay,
if the
good.
audience can see, just water.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's it. Let's keep it that way.
yeah, it's
Um,
water.
I just told the audience to support you and support what you are doing. So how do
Right.
they go about supporting you? Because for me, this is the only way we as Black people can rise. Instead of us spend our
Mhm.
dollars on all of the other brands that don't represent our people. Because you're doing so much in the community. And you and I talked about all the other works that we want to do in grace, you know,
Mhm.
and that's one way of people supporting us is, buying my books, purchasing your clothing. This is way of supporting us. So instead of like guess, support Marshall. Instead of like
Mhm.
Nautica, support Marshall. You want to buy a book for your kid? Buy one of my books for your kid. That's the way we keep the legacy going and we support each other, you know?
Right.
Now, let's we talk about the good. And I love your mom. Tell her I say hello anytime, next time you see her.
Yeah, for sure, for
All
sure.
right. Now let's talk about the bad. Because in life, we only hear about the good and people envy the good. Tell me about the bad. Tell me about the struggle. Tell me about the hardship. Tell me about the days where you had no idea what you were going to eat while you were in Canada. Canada it's not for everybody.
Wow. Boy, where do I start? I think a few weeks ago, um, while driving to work, I called my mom, and I was listening to one of my mentors, Ray Lewis, and he spoke about his upbringing, what motivated him, what inspired him to be the great man that he is today. And something struck me, Baptist. Something struck me, and in I think a way I never felt before. I felt empowered, but at the same time, there was something deep inside I've been holding for a long time, and it was pain. It was my upbringing, the pain that I felt, the trauma. And I called my mom, and I pulled over on the side. I was on the highway. I pulled over on the side because I feel it was the right thing to do, because probably I might even get into an accident, God forbid. And I texted her and I said, Mom, I saw everything. I saw everything. I saw the bruise. I saw the black eyes. I saw the abuse. I saw the hardships. I saw a lot of things. And it struck my mom because we never really had that conversation. And she said to me, Son, we have surpassed that. But thank you. I was going to talk about it, but I felt it was the right time yet.
Wow.
It is something I'm going to get in. There's not more details, but, and this is the reason why I do what I do. I help as much as I can. I give back to my community as much as I can. And this is what has transformed my life today. What I see, what I saw my parents go through, the hardship. I think you can attest to my mom. I remember growing up when my mom had to walk with three kids to the garden under the hot sun. Boy, I saw the name calling. I heard the name calling. I saw everything, man. I remember a
Wow.
particular day, Baptist, that we were I think we were went to the river, and my mom was washing, and she was pregnant with my sister. My brother was on the back. My other brother was on the side, and I was holding the skirt. And she asked a pussy. I'm not mentioning the person, but she asked for a ride. The person was empty, and it was a pickup van, and the water splashed all over us with the basin of clothes. That stuck
Dude,
with me,
dude,
and
it feels like we are
that
living
that
a
that, that, that yeah,
it feels
I don't mean
I
to
think
I
that
don't mean to
stuck with me.
cut in at all, but there were some comments that I would like just check your private message. There's some comments that the guests are coming up with, and I would like you all to just address it.
okay. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Yes. So one of the guests said that the very first thing that she said was like she likes your transparency, and one of the things that she really said was like it looks like you didn't let it break you, it made you.
You know, the idea
Well,
of making you and breaking you, it's such a thin line. And we can even talk about this idea of breaking you or making you. Um, and then Marshall, let me jump in there because you talked about how the water splashed all over you. Like most of the viewers don't know, like my book, Patchwork Prince, it's about when my mom and I used to go to kosher mills and collect the scraps of fabric from their stupid dump just in order for my mom to make clothing for us to wear. And I would walk that road, carry those big bags of my head, stuffed with clothing, and they would pick up trucks driving up the road empty, and they never stopped and gave us a ride. I don't know, man, if I smell bad. I have no idea why they never gave us a ride.
yeah,
No, but
and yeah, yeah, it's all these things that build all this past experience build help to shape a man and help to shape me as an individual. And when I go back home, not kidding that when I go when I get to boss issue, whoever is there, whoever it is four, is it five that I can bring them? I make sure I accommodate them.
man, I
And
take everybody
boy,
just like
yeah, so so to me,
everybody gets a
Baptist,
ride.
I think poverty, and I could be I could be blunt, now I'm very confident enough to speak my truth. And poverty, boy, we were poor, and you don't know poverty unless you moved away from poverty. You don't
What do
know
you
what
what do you mean by
hardship
that?
feels like. It
What do you
means
mean
that,
by that?
okay, and I'm gonna simplify it by saying that there were those days where my mom don't know where next meal is coming from. Boy,
Are you also aware of growing up when they salted every piece of meat we had, right? And then when our parents went to cook it, them worms used to come out of it, and we still had to eat it.
oh yeah, oh yeah, I remember that. But I want to just go in a little bit deeper, and I have to shout out to Miss Margaret. Um, this lady, I have said that to her. I think I called her it was last year, and I called her randomly, and I said, Miss Margaret, thank you for everything that you have done for me and my family. Thank you for feeding me when I know that I don't know where I was going to eat. And I remember this lady cooking, just searching for the green figs, man, to feed the community. And boy, and I'm talking about dirt poor. I don't remember this irony, the small little. I mean, she had about 5 kids, and
I know exactly
everybody's
what you're
sleeping
talking
on the
about.
floor.
Yep. Let's not talk
And
about sleeping
we
on the
were in the
floor.
same situation.
Let's not talk about
Yes,
sleeping on the floor.
you know,
Because
I remember. I was like,
man,
I was talking to a friend of mine. I said, I don't know what the bed feels like until when I get 17,
what,
when I got
what is a
to
bed?
the age of 15. I don't know what
Seriously,
does it feel like to have a bed.
what is a bed? We slept on carpet on the floor, man. And one of my brothers peed in
Yeah,
the bed all the
and
time. So every Saturday we had to go down to the river and watch the whole damn thing.
yeah. So man, you know, there's a certain level of poverty that sometimes we don't people see now, but they do understand the struggles and what you had to go through just to, to mold and shape the person that you are today.
We grew up in poverty, but we were rich because you had your mom, your brother,
Absolutely.
and your sister. We were rich in that context. We stayed together.
Right. That's very important. I mean, that is a lot of family values, you know, meaning that the love, the bond that we have for each other, the respect that we have for each other. Growing up, I could not pass elderly person or a person older than me and did not say good morning. I would get licks. So I'm just very proud from that generation. You know, I'm very proud, and I would not change I would change nothing.
Man, Cindy asked me if I can see the messages. Might as well, Cindy, just read me the message because we're having a great conversation. Cindy, just read me the messages because we're having a great conversation. So Marshall, all right, Cindy, come in. Read me any comments you got because I ain't seen anything, man.
Okay, cool. That's what I wanted to know. Okay, so Martha said, wow, we never know the baggage people are carrying. This is over empowering the show. And she also tell Marshall that um can we see you clearer? Could the lens let me see you to know who you are. And she also said you had to heal to be able to revisit that trauma.
Tell her Marshall is gonna send her a selfie and she can put it on her wall.
I am
Yeah.
putting the comments. I'm putting the comments on the screen so people can see. So if you guys can see this, let me know.
You know,
All right, no
Martha,
problem.
Martha, you are correct though. The length and the depth and the breadth of the trauma that we all had to go through to get to the point where we are right now. We are resilient. And there's nothing that says grace people are not resilient. We are going to keep fighting because we carry them boxes of bananas on our head. We walk to school without shoes. We get lots of licks by those teachers for speaking Creole. We got them all. So we are resilient and we are destined to make the world a better place. Marshall, you got anything to say?
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh God, God is we can go. I mean, we can go in depth with those conversations, and there's so much stories. There's so much to say, and this is why I'm writing this book. And there's so much. There's
I
so
was
much
going to
inside of
ask
me.
you about
There's
that
so
book. Pretty boy.
there's yeah. So there's so much that I want to express to the world and knowing the world that whatever is see today is the product of my upbringing. And whatever you see today is what that I've been through. Um, I have, I would say, I train of thought. I lost my train of thought, but Baptist, by just coming here today and speak to you and see what you do as a person has really empowered me as a man.
I'm
I've
just a
seen
humble
you,
guy. I'm just a
the
humble
guy
guy. That
No, I see. No, no, no. It's sometimes we don't. Sometimes we do not give the people the flowers while they can smell it,
thank you.
and that is wrong. And it is wrong. I don't want to come to beside the casket and give you your flowers while you can smell it. So I rather give you your flowers now. So by saying that, I have seen you grow. I have seen you grow a family. I have seen you being an inspiration to my community. I have seen you uplift a lot of people in our community. I have seen your journey elevating, just putting in the work. Last year, I read my son your book, and
You did.
boy, and I'm telling my daughter, this is the same feel I grew up. This is the feel. This is why I grew up, and now this is why I take my family to see my upbringing. And my daughter have been at the center so many times. This is why I grew up, and this is why you should be appreciative of what you have today, and do not take it for granted. So, by saying that, reading a book to my son and seeing you as one a best author, Baptiste, it is we need to give you your flowers today. And it's important that we do so because you are inspiring the next generation.
You know,
So
Marshall,
kudos
that's
to you. I'm gonna give you a hat.
yeah. I
So
I choked up when my first book got published. The film came out. When it got published, I did a school visit like through Skype. Most of the people, everyone watch it probably know exactly what Skype is. Most people don't know what Skype is anymore. And I did a school visit with
right.
VJ. And
Mhm.
one little kid said to me, he started to cry during the question and answer session of the presentation. And I'm like, gosh darn it, what the heck did I say that pissed this kid off? Or what did I do wrong? I'm like, and I'm reflecting on all of that. He said, no, Mr. Paull, you said nothing wrong. He said to me, this is the first time in my life I have seen my Creole words that I speak written in a book. He said, this is
Mm.
the first time I have seen some kid playing in the rain, in the dirt, in the mud, like me, having fun, kicking the football. He's like, you are the only person who ever saw me. No one else in the
Mm.
world has seen me. And then
Oh.
in the end, he said, like, I want to be an author like you when I grew up. And then I choked up crying. Because for me, I am not doing this for me. I am doing this for your children. I am doing this for all of the kids on the island. That is why I do what I do. This is like my hope. And I struggle because I know the Lucian kids do not like to read. And it has been
Mhm.
one of the things that, that I wish that the kids had. Like love to
Mhm.
read. Like most of the audience people don't know. I used to walk to Viewfort Library once a week to go get my books to read. I would jump over the fence by the airport. I'd run across the runway, jump into the fence, go get my books, and then come back. I got 10 books every week to read because I love books that much, you know? And because it's the passion, it's the words. And for me, I always wanted an escape from the island. I never really wanted to leave the island, but I wanted to see a broad world, a much bigger world, And the only way I could do this was through the pages of books. And them kids up in the village, they didn't like books. Man,
Mhm.
you were called all kinds of names if you were caught with a book.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, so this has been your journey has been impressive. I look on the back and I see a lot of awards on that wall. Tell me about your first award and what that meant to you.
Boy, that's just probably half of it. Not half, maybe quarter. But
I want the first
wow,
one. Just
the
the first
first
one.
one.
Just the first
Yeah,
one.
in
What it meant to
2000,
you.
I believe. Yeah, so in 2021. Yeah, 2021. Yeah, 2021 Baptist. I had the honor to receive to be a nominee for best fashion designer. And boy, I'm gonna give you this was special, and I'm telling you, extra special. My mom flew my mom in. My mom came in, and my entire family, meaning my daughters, my two daughters, and my wife, was present at the ceremony. This was very special because my kids have seen those late nights. They have seen those times that I was not there. And they have seen how many times at dinner table that I would cry. And they've seen it all. My journey as a fashion designer has been rough. I have a lot of high moments, but I have a lot of low moments. I remember my very first trip to New York. My very first trip to New York. It took me 17 years to get to New York. When I was 12 years old, my mom applied for a visa for me. I got denied a visa 4 times. And when I took my first trip to New York, it was something very special.
You like New York, man?
The same,
For real?
there's a special, for me, New York, there's a special space in my heart for New York, Baptist.
Okay, all right.
I'll
I'm
explain why. I'll explain why.
I'm messing with you. I'm
Um,
heading up to Brooklyn tomorrow night.
yeah. So there's a special place in my heart for New York, and I'll tell you why. Because my mom have tried so many times to bring me to New York, and the visa situation been denied. And in 2019, I had the privilege to be the first designer from Saint Lucia
Man, that's
to
huge.
approach to go to New York Fashion Week. And I remember the day before the show, my mom came and we sat at a restaurant. And I said, Mom, it took 17 years.
To get here.
Now we together. And my mom was at the show. That was something very special for me, Baptist. Just knowing
I
my
can
mom was was there to witness her son at the biggest fashion show of all times. I made my deep tribute to New York. Imagine you getting escorted by securities, the red carpet, and
them
being the
Chris,
first solution.
them Chris boys get. We got to represent. We got insecurity every once in a while, right?
Yeah. So it was something special. That it was special, and fast forward, putting the work in, and that collection, I named it after my grandmother. It was the Vera collection,
Hmm.
and that has led me to the award. This award to be the best fashion designer. And in 2018, I was named the top 10 entrepreneurs in Canada. So
And that's a big
this is
honor.
very special.
No, let's talk
Yeah,
about putting the
seriously.
work in, right? Let's just talk about it, like, let it all out. Let's talk about putting the work in and what that means. Really
So
put it.
before you ask that question, there's a comment that
Yeah,
says,
putting
someone says they want to know how to get a copy of the book.
How Tell them they can order anywhere on planet Earth, any website, wherever they can order my books from.
Okay.
Tell them search my name and order all of my books. And
Okay.
you know what? Tell them, you know what's even better? Go to the principal or the elementary schools, wherever they are, and tell them book me to come speak. Because I have yet to do a school by a school where a St. Lucian hooked me up to do a school in the US. All my audience are white people. My
Wow.
audience is white students. And I'm looking like, man, why are the black people? Why are my Lucian people who want me to come talk about St. Lucia, my culture, our culture in their schools? And I'm like, we don't represent that way. We don't do well that way. You know?
Mm-hmm. Also, Martha said, I have never been prouder to say my dad is from Grace Viewfort.
Oh, Martha's dad is from Martha. Hats off, girl. Marshall, you hide it again. Oh no, he's back.
no, I'm here. I'm here.
All right, let's
Um,
talk about putting in the work, man. Seriously, I have put in the work. You have put in the work. Let's talk about the blood, sweat, and tears of putting in that work to get you to this point.
boy, let's where do I start?
No BS. Just go to it. No BS.
Yeah, I believe the Never Give Up brand. It was just my personal story. I have a few collections of my very first printing. Um, I went to a guy in Viewfort. It was Neil. He had a print shop, and that time he was doing screen printing. I bought two black shirts. That's all I can afford, and he charges me $25 per shirt. I wore that shirt until I couldn't wear it anymore. Now this shirt is now a collective item, meaning that nobody believed in my brand. Nobody believed, the Never Give Up brand. I would go to people and say, "What is that?" People were not gonna buy that. I remember a guy saying to me that I'll give you $2 for this. But let me tell you, I'm a person that I'm a go getter. This is me. I'm a go getter, and putting the work, the sleepless nights, the rejections, going to certain people asking them for the people that have been in the industry for so long, the so many doors I've shut, I've closed in my face. So many rejections, especially my people. I remember going to Viewfort. I've been around the island. I'm talking about most every single boutiques you can think about, and every single one have rejected me.
That's a shame,
E-
man.
Every single one, including my people from my community.
And the
Reject.
Jamaicans would say like really like blood clot, right?
Yeah, but man, that never stopped me. Never stopped. And now these people, the same people who rejected me, now they're calling me now to have my brand into their stores, and I have rejected several
Sell it.
times. Meaning
No, sell it to
that
them. Sell it to
so
all of them.
so that is that the journey has been a learning experience. I learn every day. I'm still learning. I have a lot of gratitude. I have a lot of ups and downs. I have a lot more to learn, and I have slept on so many airports, bro.
We know.
So many floors, man.
Oh, we
I
know what
have
that's like, right?
bus so many buses, so many late nights, so many rejections. I
Marshall,
have been. I mean, financially too. I'm not even talking
Marsh,
about.
dude, I can paint a wall with rejection letters I get from the publisher. it will cover an entire basement wall.
Yeah.
People don't know that, right? That we face
Right.
rejections everywhere we go. Do we give up? No, we don't. We know where we came from and we ain't going back there. We love the place,
Ab-
but we ain't going back to sleeping on cabin.
No, absolutely not.
No
Absolutely
cabin.
not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And just I think my advice to any individual is starting a business is don't I will not allow them to do the same mistakes that I have done. Um, Make sure you have a vision board. Make sure you set your priorities straight, and most importantly, make sure you have a goal. Make sure you write your goals now. And the most important thing, I mean, for a successful person in the business is discipline and time management. Very
You gotta get
important.
up.
And
You gotta get up every
yeah,
day.
yeah,
Rain, snow, or
absolutely.
shine, you gotta get up.
Hmm.
You
And
gotta show up.
a big,
Not just get up, you gotta show up and you gotta represent.
yeah, and I have a big shout out to my family. I have a very supportive system, family, and I'll give credit to my wife. I will give credit to my wife, and she's my support system. Um, she has been with me for the thick and the thin. And when you're married, financially, that is one of the things that breaks up a marriage. That is something, and then you have to the person how you have your partner have to understand what is your plan and what do you plan to achieve. So that is she is a big inspiration to me, and a big shout out to my kids as well as being very supportive. Um, for all the sacrifice and all the things that I have put them through just to get to that point. So a big shout out.
Ma- Martha made a really interesting comment, Marshall, and Baptiste. She said most St. Lucians only support when you make it to the top. This is sad. Lift others up, support others, help them climb. And I didn't want to interject, but I just wanted to say that, hats off to your wife for really supporting you through this, because it really takes a really understanding partner to understand that you are is going to take sacrifices to get to the top. So with that said, I want you all to you can comment on Martha's
Yeah,
statement.
actually, yeah, Martha is right though. Because I have just like Marshall, right? I reached out to a lot of bookstores in St. Lucia, say, hey, you want to carry my books, do all that stuff. And it's like rejection after rejection after rejection. And I'm like, all right, cool, man. It's like my people don't love me the way I love my people. That's the way I looked at it. It's like I am trying to uplift St. Lucians, and the people who have the voices on island are not doing that. And then it forces me to think about like on a broader scale, right? I'm thinking about more government wise, like, right, my books could fit into the curriculum of all the schools in St. Lucia. Why not? That's one of the things that I am thinking of. And it's not like I have not reached out to the Ministry of Education. It's just crickets. No one responds to their emails. So I figured, like, you know what? The white people love me. The white people buy my books. And these are my audience. They will pay for me to travel wherever and speak and present. Then I will speak and present and travel. I will do anything to be in St. Lucia. Even like take 6 months out of my life to go down to St. Lucia if the government of St. Lucia is going to support me and at least pay me some of my fees. I'm not asking for the whole thing. Or if they want to pay me the whole damn thing, I'll take my whole all my money, and go out to the schools and teach the craft of writing and get kids excited about reading and writing. You know, I have said that so many times, but I get crickets from the government of St. Lucia. Crickets, none. But like Martha said, only when you make it to the top. And I had that conversation with my mom. I'm like, there will be a day when I'm gonna get the biggest literary award in the US, and that's when they want to claim me. And I'm gonna be like, okay, What do I do at this point, right? What do you do at
Mhm.
this point?
This is my advice on that, Baptist, is and listen to this very carefully.
Oh, I am listening to every word you say, bro.
People, I heard that from an artist, and he said, "People is not the duties to support you, but here's the point. Here's the catching point: is by your efforts or by your works, people will notice you and support you. That is very important for creative
Yeah, I
people.
get the
What
recognition.
you
I do.
cannot, because most importantly, you have to believe in yourself and believe in your journey and believe in your work, and let
Hmm.
your works. The work have to do the talking for you, and
Yeah,
there will be points that you can hit a plateau, and this is where you building your character. So to me, my advice is for anybody that facing that challenge, because I go through it on a daily basis.
you
But
know,
not
my thing, Marshall.
serious.
My thing, Marshall, is like I so want to give back to the kids in St. Lucia so bad, and that has
Mm,
been something that if I close my eyes tomorrow and I don't do that, it will be the waste of all of the expertise and the talent and the gifts that the creator gave me. I feel like it's a
right.
waste. Like I read great books for them, but I want to give back in a different way. And I feel like if I don't do that and I close my eyes, it was for nothing.
No, I would not say. I would not say that. I would. There is this, and think about that. Your work will continue. If you have laid the foundation, your work will continue. That is for sure.
I think his internet went out a little bit. I don't know. But Martha said, I understand you, Marshall, but this culture needs change. What do you say about that?
You can't change people. You cannot. And Cindy, that is something I have to. Whatever you can change, whatever you cannot change, try to be a difference. And to me, Martha, how do we change our people? We can't change our people. We can only educate our people, and that is this is basically it. You just can educate them to the best of your ability.
Since Baptiste is not here, I'm gonna chip in for him. And I actually understand what you're saying because like you said, you made a very valid point. You said you can it is up to you to I think you said to let your work speak for you in a sense. You let your effort speak for you. People are not bound to support you. And is that's true. So if we try to just think of the things that people are not doing for us to support us, then we're not going to go forward. We have to have that
Absolutely.
mindset. We have to have that mindset that okay, listen, I'm going to give it my best shot. I'm going to keep focus on my on what I'm doing, and is going to speak for itself. My reputation and my work will speak for itself.
Yes, and I have learned that as a business person as well. There is, and let me. You have 180,000 people in our beautiful island. Now, think about how many people in the world.
True.
Think about that. And now that should change the whole perspective about business. Now,
Mm-hmm.
you order every day from Amazon. Am I right? Most of the
Absolutely.
products that you most of the products that you buying, you don't know the inventor, but you
Mm-hmm.
buy it because
Yes.
that means having trust that person. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So, sorry, guys, I have no idea what happened, man.
Okay, I'm
It
gonna
could
give you
be
back the. I'm gonna give you back the stage in a minute.
I, I'm doing this on my phone right now because I have no idea.
yeah, it could be motivated by the price. It could be motivated by the product. But Cindy, you do support them in a way, right or wrong.
Yes.
So if you your circle and you feel that you're not getting the support, think about the billions of people that is could be your check. It could be cheering you on. I have looked
True.
at it in business. Think about that.
Yes. So I have one comment from I think from a beautiful queen. You're gonna love it. Her name is Mary, Marchan. She said, "Hello, Marshall. I am proud of you. Keep your head up, held up high." You know who that is? That's the queen.
That's your mom?
Am I
Hi,
correct?
Mary.
Am I correct?
Actually, it's the very first time my mom actually live were interviewed. So that's very special. That is very special for me. For me. So mom, big shout out to you. I have spoken about you, I think 15 minutes of the interview. You'll go back to it and then we'll have a broad conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So big shout out to my mom, and boy. Um let me say this, Baptiste, just before we move further. Um my mom is my biggest inspiration. My is my biggest supporter. My mom is my rock. My mom has made me the person that I am today. And my mom prayers has gotten me through my dark times. Boy, there's so much I want to say. There's so much.
You know, Marshall, I think she knows, right? I believe she understands and she knows and she feels everything and she sees you, bro. Because like we talked earlier, our island moms, man, you can't mess with them because they will do
Abs-
anything to protect their baby bears, man. And that's us.
Absolutely.
They will do
Mm,
anything to protect. All right, let me flick a light on a second. Give me a second, okay?
yeah.
You're gonna keep talking. I'm just gonna flick a light on.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So big shout out to everybody's listening. Everybody that is on the live, thank you so much for joining. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Cindy, for giving me this opportunity. Baptist, being I'll just shout everybody in the comments. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for your support, and just saying thank you.
I have
You know,
one
I
since
gotta
mom
say,
commented. Since mom commented, I have one question, Baptist. Sorry, I'm not gonna override you, but I just wanted to say,
Yeah,
tell the
yeah.
audience what is the
Cindy,
biggest,
Cindy,
what
you
is the,
got bad manners. So you
I
always
know.
got bad manners. You know that.
What was the one piece of advice your mom gave to you that has stuck with you all these years?
One of the biggest advice I think my mom has given me personally, is trust in God. Put your trust in Him
Trust in God.
and trust God. Baptist, you can't trust no man, but if you trust this of man, up above. Trust him, because there's going to be dark times and there'll be no one holding your hands. But if you trust that man enough, you will make it.
Trust the creator.
Trust him.
I would agree with that 100%. Wow. Wow, 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 man. Marshall, this has been a great conversation, man. I think we should do this. You know, maybe you should interview me on another podcast, on another session, right?
I think it's necessary. I think I will talk to Cindy, and I have to, yeah, to interview you as well. I want to hear your story. Um, there's so much we could say. We could do. I mean, so many hours. Interviewing. This interview can go for hours. There's so many stories to be tell, and we cannot get to go through all of them. But in my book, my upcoming book,
Yeah. Tell us about the upcoming book, man. I want to hear
uh,
about it.
my my upcoming book is entitled "Honor the Struggle."
Honor the struggle.
Honor the struggle.
How can I help?
Baptist, there's so much. We'll talk off camera, but there's so much you can help, and I think we and
Okay.
Cindy have some depth conversations as well. Um, I'm working diligently just to. I want to make sure at the end of the year, but at the end of the year, the book is, finished. I'm gonna take some time off my everything else, and then just to focus on the book, because you need, for a good product and all, you need to be focused, very focused on that one product. So I'll be taking some time off to my duties, and just to make sure the book is completed. The book will be talking about my journey from birth, exclusive journey from my birth till today. And I'll be sharing my story. I'll be sharing my story raw. Sometimes we do not share our story because we believe we're gonna hurt our family members. It will hurt people that is very close to us. But I'm gonna go raw as possible. I'm gonna tell my journey. Um, it's gonna be a journey about my life, and people that have inspired me, have paid the way for me. It's gonna be about Marshall, the real Marshall. Not this, not the Marshall people think about. They paint the picture, but the real Marshall. And I'm gonna go in depth, going real in depth. So
I think I might have exactly what you're looking for, because last week I had a meeting with an editor in New York, and I talked about exactly what you were just talking about. Like, just put it out there. How raw it is. This is my truth. Whether your
yeah,
family likes it or not, it is your truth. But I got some
right.
really good pointers I can share with you as you're working on that next book.
Yeah, yeah. I am. I'm working hard. It's been a while, man. It is honestly, it's been a while that I want to get this book out of me, and then I have been on a journey. I'm in spiritual journey as well, um, with my mentor, Dr. Miles Monroe. And since became my mentor, I have taken a spiritual journey, and I want to share that with the world, my spiritual journey. And this man's give me a piece of advice, and that struck me to my core. He said, "The richest place in the world is not the mining. It is not Dubai. It is not America. It's not in the Middle East. It's not Africa, but it's the grave." And
I knew exactly where you were going with this. It
that
is it is the cemetery. That's the richest place in the world.
there's so many books, there's so many innovation, there's so much could be done,
Ideas
and some.
just died.
So I want to die empty, and I'll say that publicly, that I personally want to die empty. I don't want nothing to be inside of me. I want to say this is my contribution to the world. If I
That's
can
well
inspire one, I have done my job.
that's
And
well
this
said.
is sorry. So this book is it's gonna be powerful. That I know is gonna be powerful, and hoping by the end of the year it should be completed. and then yeah, I'm taking it from there. But the work is being put in right now. Yeah.
I guess you and I both have deadlines to write some books, right?
Yeah. Yes, we have. And I had a trip last year for my 40th birthday, and I went to
Marshall, you
Caribbean.
40 already? Jeez, man. Marshall, you getting old, man.
Old? I'm not old.
Marshall, you
I think I'm
40 already?
getting younger, man. I'm getting young. I'm getting old. I'm getting younger.
Marshall,
So
you 40 already, man.
Anytime you come on, there's comments coming in. I just want
yeah,
to say, I don't know how to put myself on the back, so I'm just trying my best. So, Marshall, your mom said, trust God in everything and put Him first place in your life. Martha said, this show has to be continued. And she said that was the best advice your mom gave to you. And she said, big up Marshall as a mom. And before you guys answer these comments, I just want to say all three of us have both of you have very powerful stories, and I think we all are on the same wavelength in our memoirs to come out and to give the story raw. And I think all three of us have spoken in depth about what we want to do, and I think this is really, really powerful for the audience to see that where we are right now, that was not our beginning. That was what was shaping us to what we're going to become. We have not become what we want to be yet. It's coming. So that's
yeah,
what
yeah.
I'll put.
Yeah. So just before you leave, Cindy, I want to mention yeah. So to everybody's listening now. Okay. Now before I go into that, right, I want to God just lead my words. Okay, there is a man from Grace now that has gone missing. Boy, this is gonna make me emotional because okay, his mom has been a pillar. I'm talking about pillar in our community. Believe it or not, this woman was the first queen that brought a crown to our community. I believe that was in 1996. Now, apart from that, I have my stories with the family has been on the flip side. But I'm urging everybody that's listening to this program that let's join the search because I believe mental illness is something that we do not talk about.
Yes.
And especially in my community, I have seen the good and I have seen the bad. And for me, growing up in Grace, I did not know any better. When I see a young person going off the street or I see an elderly suffering from mental illness, I would discard that. So I want to bring that to the forefront of attention. And I want to bring that, to the government institutions. And I have to call Mr. Jean-Baptiste, that is our parliamentary rep. Mr. Jean-Baptiste, if you're listening today, I want to plead to you as a citizen of my country, St. Lucia, as a citizen and a man born and raised in Grace. I want to bring that to the forefront that this search is not only to bring the awareness of mental health in our communities, particularly in Vieux North. I'm pleading to you that you are the minister of health. I want to say to you, Miss, if you're listening to me and if you're listening to me after, I am pleading to you. Let's start this campaign. Let's not another person, another family go through that trauma. Let not a family again go through this. We need to bring awareness to that because most of our people are not educated about mental illness. They are not educated about dementia. They are not educated about this stuff. We are ignorant about it. I'm pleading to you as the Minister of Health. Let's bring that to the forefront. And
Marshall,
if
I'm gonna
and
echo that sentiment, like you
yeah,
said.
and
Right now.
don't
It is.
I
It
will take it on.
it
It is
is.
it is
I think.
so, bro. I'm talking about, but I'm talking about. I'm not talking about in a place of anger. I'm talking in a place of frustration. I am for far too long, and for far too long, mental illness has been is a big stigma in my community, bro. I remember the, a man that have changed our community. Happy boy, Baptiste. Remember this man? This man, boy, that's gonna get me emotional
Now,
because
before you continue with your statement, I just want to just soften you up a little because I know you're going to get emotional. The person who has been commenting on this show throughout the night and been supporting this show throughout tonight, Martha Elliott, Modest Glum Martha. This is her uncle. So you have her crying because she was thinking nobody didn't really wasn't really paying attention, wasn't really doing anything. And so I'm happy that you mentioned it because no matter what somebody has done in the past, people are human beings, Marshall. We all are going to falter. We all are going to do the wrong things. But at the end of the day, we have to show we have to show natural affection for people, no matter what.
Mental
yeah,
illness, like Marshall said, it is one of those things that when we grew up, no one talked about it. We
Yes.
all are struggling
Mhm.
mentally. We all have problems. We all have trauma. And all we need is a little bit of grace and understanding. And we want our government and our ministers to acknowledge that mental health is a crisis on the island. And it is a crisis everywhere else, that they need to step up and provide the resources that the people need in order to get them to the next step. Like, counseling is not a big thing. Me, I have a therapist I talk to all the time because I have to go there, because I have the weight and I have the baggage and I have trauma that I am still processing from when I was a child. Not
yeah, man.
everyone in St. Lucia is fortunate enough to have that. I have the resources right now where I can get the help I need. But the people on the island need that. Like Marshall said, not everyone understands dementia or Alzheimer's. Not everyone understands, but all of this is real. It affects people's lives all the time. And
And people
our
gotta stop stigmatizing a mental illness. It is a real thing.
Yeah, so that is one of the things that breaks me as an individual, man. And this is this is not the family situation. It's everybody's situation. Here's the thing. God forbid we find this man unconscious. Do you know how many people that will come to the family home or come to the funeral? But will these people trust themselves to go for do that search?
within the community
People
should
wait.
go out. Everyone should go out and do that.
And listen to me, and we need, and I've said that to myself. God, you have given me a platform. You have given me so much that there's so many people I could reach now. You have given, whenever God, you gave me that platform. I'll make sure that everybody in the world know that you gave me that platform. I want to make a special plea today that our community come together in just not when the person passed away or person is sick, but come together to search for this man. Because He might not be valuable to you, but for God's sake, he has family members and he
That is
has
true.
children. He has kids and he has grandkids that cares about him, no matter what he has done in the past. But we have to and come together to help for this man. So I'm
You know,
pleading, Mr.
great,
Baptiste, I'm
great.
pleading, that you have the authority today. You have the chance to change the lives of individual in our community. As the MP, as a respected members of parliament, I'm urging you, please, please, we need your help.
You know,
I
Marshall,
don't care who they
our
vote
great,
for. Man
our
was a SL, but
grow up,
if
man.
no matter what party he belongs to, I'm pleading. It's not political. It is
No, it's not.
personal.
It's personal. Our grace people are gonna show up, and they're gonna represent, and they're gonna go out and do the search party, and they're gonna find him. Martha, my hat's out to you, 100%. My hat's out to you and your entire family as they
Absolutely,
this horrible situation.
absolutely, absolutely.
Only
And I don't know I don't know her. I don't know her per se. I just find out on Facebook when that then happened, and has to go out to you. Like I mean, you're the person that in the forefront, and using your voice and using the platform to get awareness. To get this awareness. So hats off to you, and you're not alone. You're not alone in this fight. We all in this fight
Celestine,
together. We
I
we we
wanted to
not al- yeah, we're not alone. You're
because
not alone.
I talked to my island already, Marshall, and I told them that they need to help join the search as well.
Yeah, so I will let's reach out to many people as possible. I know people do have drones. I have reached out. I'm gonna reach out to a few people that do have drones. Have satellite drones. They can help out with the search. And I know Saint Lucia now has developed. The government has put things into place with technologies. So we can reach out to private institutions and help go out for that search. Let's make it a part. Let's make it a search not for this individual, but for the whole island, and that is important for us to. There's not a time when somebody died that we come together, but when somebody needs help, you need to come to the forefront, man. We need that. So I'm saying, Mafia, you're not alone. We have a family. You have people behind you. We have people there that is concerning, genuinely concerned. So I stand with you. And on
Yes,
that topic, Cindy, it's a good thing you came in because we're talking about grace. So we have a special project. So maybe Mr. Jean-Baptiste, you can maybe after, if you're not listening, maybe somebody could tag Mr. Jean-Baptiste and same to listen. Mr. Jean-Baptiste, I'm pleading. My name is Marshall W. Celestine. I am pleading to you, sir. We we need, and our community needs, and our children needs, our school need a good playing field in Grace proper. Mr. Jean-Baptiste, there is so many people that have been working tirelessly for the last 6 years on that project. I am urging you, I am telling you that we need your help, we need your support as the MP of Grace Viewfort. For the last 28 years, for as far as I know, we have been supporting the SLP administration.
that is
You have you have the power, sir. You have the power now. Your political party, a member of parliament, you have the power to give these children a playing field. Sir, I'm pleading before election. I am pleading to you now on this show that you help us out. to complete this playing field. You're gonna shape generation. Julian Alfred, the next Julian Alfred may be coming from Grace. The next Messi may be coming from this same community. Sir, I'm pleading to you. I'm pleading to you on this show. Call me privately if you want to talk privately. We
Yeah,
have so much work into this playing field. Sir, we need to complete this playing field for the community.
And one of the things that people don't know that Marshall, myself, and Baptiste, we have been getting together to try to figure out how we're going to be able to help the community of course. And there's so much that we see that is needed to be done. I have not been on island myself, so I'm hearing from Marshall and from Baptiste the needs of the community, and I want to play a part. I want to play my part, no matter how little it is. I want to play my part in helping getting, especially a playing field where children like to run and like to play. That's why we grew up, you know.
Tell you, Cindy, we need, and let me tell you, and I have conversation, we have dialogues regarding this resurfacing of the court, the playing field, where I see these kids. I have seen it personally. These kids will walk in the hot sun. God, walk from Grace to Cooley Town. So God, something forbid happen that these kids, a transport hit them going down to this playing field. Guys, we need to understand the level. And I'm pleading, anybody's listening, I'm pleading, we need to finish this project. This project has been going for far too long. My committee have been suffering for far too long. I and so many stakeholders of the committee cannot do it. We need the government help. We need a retaining wall. They need the backhoes and the stuff. The people have done their part. There's about almost, I'll say, 50 people of the committee came together to cut, Cindy. 50, almost 50 people came to the playing field to cut trees, donated their time. They cut the trees, the mango trees, clear it. I have gone, they have several meetings. I brought the weed eater down to make sure that it's maintained to a level. But there's so much we could do. So, Mr. Musa, I'm asking you, sir, as my parliamentary rep, as a man that I respect dearly, sir, I'm pleading to you. We need that help. The next Julian Alfred will be from Grace. Don't disappoint them. Give them that facility. Just give them that start. The next Michael Jordan coming from that same court that need resurfacing. The LeBron James. Sir, I'm begging you. I'm not begging
And
because I'm not, but I'm pleading to you
and
to off and help us. We need that help.
and if you have, if people have any doubt, I know solutions are really talented people. As a lot of people in the Caribbean, we are really talented people. And if you wanted to see evidence of anything, is a testament of all three of us, how far we've come and how much we're going to push and how much we are determined to get to where we want to go. Where is Baptiste? So so that should show, you know, I am not politically inclined. I'm very neutral when it comes to politics, but it's not about politics. It's
Same here.
about community, because it's a long-term solution. And in this modern day and age, I cannot even fathom why a playing field is not in Greece. I
Let me
can
tell you,
wrap my head around it.
yeah, we've been in talks and for the last 6 years. No, I think more than 6 years. You know, you know, being in talks and who's gonna do this and who's gonna do that. The community, we have mobilized the community together. You know, people have done their part. So big, I want to shout out to Mr. Aishan, rest in peace. Azo, rest in peace. These people have put in the work for us. These people have put in the work. The youth group have put in the work. So I'm pleading. I'm pleading now to the point that we have to have this playing field. And I said to the principal, by 2025, we need to have that playing field for the student. And it's gonna be a delight. It's gonna be watching that light, that bright lights, those bright lights shining grace again. So, sir, I'm pleading. I'm gonna go on a campaign, you know. Yeah.
Marshall, I want to ask you something. I know you
why,
on this
why
plane too.
not? Yeah. Why don't I run for why don't I, like, represent certain groups, and I mean get into politics. But if I have to get in politics for that reason, for my
You
people, the
will.
betterment of 100%, 129%.
Okay. Now, I wanted to ask you a question because while we were speaking, and when I came in, I was talking about something. While we were on the subject of mental health and the man who's missing, Mr. Augustine Fontenelle, you mentioned something very particular to me, and it stuck with me. And I think during our conversations as well before this show, you did mention something, and I don't know, it just stuck with me. You said there was somebody else who went missing before.
Yeah, Mr. Cyrus. Mr. Cyrus went missing, and his body part was found in the river. Let's not be the next Cyrus. It's not a family thing. It is a community thing. When I talk about grace, I talk so passionate. I well, I love my community dearly. Wherever the platform I've given, wherever place in the world, I mention this place because their grace is a special place. That's the only place. I mean, only community name grace. Think about that, guys. Grace. Look at definition of grace. Isn't that something special?
Yes, it is. Listen, guys, I am the for the benefit of those of you who are just watching the show. We had our guest, Marshall Celestine, and his host was Baptiste Paull, but I don't know what happened to him. He's not here. I'm going to wait a few minutes for him to come. I'm not even going to call him, find out where he is. But but I really appreciate the work that you're doing, Marshall. You have come a long, long way, and I know people don't know that, but we converse a lot. We encourage each other a lot on so many different things. When I have a problem, I go to the Marshall, this is what's going on with me. How do I go about doing this and doing that? And we talk on so many different levels about the things that are affecting our people, our community, and how we can go about the word I want to say, how we can go about paying it forward, paying back. And I know you've done a lot, how we can help our people in our community to move forward, the problems that people are facing. And what is your what sitting in the background and just trying to do your best? What kind of feelings have overwhelmed you per se? How do you handle the fact that you want to do so much and yet still there's so much that you can do, yet to have done the best that you can so far?
Let me simplify this for you, Cindy. I had a privilege and honor 3 years ago, and I had a conversation with the youth committee, the Grace Development Youth Committee,
Mm-hmm.
and we sat down and we have a meeting. And have a meeting, and we had a meaningful discussion. And I listened
Mm-hmm.
to the problems in them. What can I do to portray? How can I help them? And one of the things that really struck me is the support system that they don't have. They do means of what do they have now? But I'm urging people has left St. Lucia that is in the diaspora. You have your part to play. Just does not, this problem is not my problem. But for God's sakes, when those days when grace gave you an opportunity, I'm pleading, I'm pleading to the people in the diaspora. You could do your part. A simple thing by donating to one person or one family can go a long way. And sometimes I feel helpless, Cindy, and that is the truth. Especially trying to complete that project. Me and the stakeholders in the community, especially the teachers, have worked to get to that point. The youth group have worked tirelessly. They're doing the best that they can. There's so much I want to do for my community in terms of programs that I want to introduce in the community, workshops,
Mhm.
training facilities, um, recreation parks. There's so much that I want to do, but I myself cannot take all these things alone. But if everybody that is from Grace, that have left Grace, and come together, it could be done. We don't, we all say the government, the government. We cannot depend on the government for everything. It is us as a community could be the big game changers. So one of the things I want to try to mobilize our people in the diaspora from Greece to help out in the community as much as they can. We could be a game changer. Just give back as much as Grace are giving back to you. Because Grace have given pathways to a lot of people, especially agriculture. I'm a testament of that. Grace has given a lot. When the banana industry was on the highest scale and highest level, a lot of people profited from that. A lot. People build their houses. They send the kids to school. They send people who had to go abroad. So now I'm pleading, I'm urging our people, let's do our part. And this is why I'm so passionate, Cindy. So passionate about my community. I go out there and when I go to Grace, I go on the block and we have meaningful conversation with these guys. What is affecting you? How can I help? How can I be an agent of change? And for me, Cindy, one of my greatest wish is that all the people in the diaspora we connect and not only wait for the government but contribute back. Just don't turn your back. Let's give back to the company because they need that. Because for me, Cindy, just me alone or so many people that is just giving back. There's so much could be done, like scholarships. Um, this I can count. I think right now I up to 40 scholarships that I have given back. 40 and counting, and that is not. That is just scholarships to students. That just me. We need people. We need just people in our community, wherever you're from Grace, your kids are from Grace, or grew up in Grace. We could be the agent of change. So I want to mobilize our people.
And but and Marshall, without cutting you short, whatever contributions they make, those who have left and have gone out and build a life wherever they are, whatever contributions they make is going to be for the growth of the community and benefit the upcoming generations that are there. Because if they don't have nothing to look for, what are the what is like you said, is going to, the word I'm trying to say is not coming in mind, but is going to they're not going to have any really look forward to any real hope. Like they're just there. So give them something to look forward for. Like you said, the next Michael Jordan can come from grace. The next Julian Alfred can come from grace. But they need to have the facilities that will catapult them to where they need to go. And if a simple thing like a playing field, come on now. When we spoke on, you told me that the chapel where we went to school.
Yeah, yeah, that's a different. That's a different topic. That is different because, see, let me tell you, Grace has the. I can openly say that Grace has the most ambitious people and hardworking people in Saint Lucia. Grace, my community, and we have some great men and some great women that have contributed to the world, not only in Grace, but contributed to the world. Let me tell you, Grace has so much potential. When I walk the streets and I speak to some individuals, there's so much potential. All we need is a little resources. All we need is a little resources. That chapel, for the last 10 years, Cindy, I've been said to the parliamentary rep, both the representatives, that this could turn to a training facility. This could be a training facility, a community center, and it can help to the development of our community. After school programs, workshops can help our people, our young people. I have so much that I could, when I talk about it, I get very emotional because Grace have given me so much. Grace has shaped me to be the person when people see me on TV and they see on the radio, they hear me on the radio, see me in these magazines. Grace has shaped me. And this is why I talk so passionate about that place. So, once again, my MP, my parliamentary rep, sir, with all due respect, more needs to be done in my community. Not only Grace, but the Beaufort North on the whole, but a particular Grace, sir. Our young men, our young women, that is the next generation, they need you more than ever. They need you more than ever. So I'm asking you, sir, we can have off the show, if you're listening to this, anybody tag Mr. Baptiste, sir, reach out to me. Let's put a plan together. I know you have been working with the community since your political party is in power. I know you have been giving back. I'm not gonna disregard that. I am not. But so there's so much more to be done. And you, sir, you could be the game changer in this, sir. You don't let the next generation, do not let the next generation, don't fail the next generation. Don't be a generational thief. You have the change, yeah, you have the power to change a lot of things, sir. You have the resources in your hands. I'm pleading to you today. Be the agent of grace. And I'm
Marshall,
talking so passionate because
I
these
know.
things
I
get
see that. I see that. And I was about to ask you this. I said, you have been through so much. And when I went back and I watched our last show, it was so powerful. Like, I get something from it every time. You have been through so much. Talk about it. Homelessness, rejection, immigration, just name it. You have been through it. But you know what strikes out for me, Marshall? You are humble. You are not egotistic. You have allowed your experiences, your struggles to humble you, to understand people. A lot of people, when they go through different things in their lives, they get bitter, they get sour, they don't want to do this and they don't want to do that. But you, from the time I got to know who you, first I got to know that Marshall Celestine was that young man that I was seeing when I was going to school, okay? You have been humble. And from the, I can say it from the onset, you have been a very humble person, respectful. And it's, it gives me great joy to know that Grace has somebody like you to talk, to stand up and to represent them. Okay? You may not be in parliament, you may not be in politics, but you still represent the community because you are lending your voice, you are lending your resources, you are lending your energies, you are just lending yourself to make sure that where you came, you where you came from, first of all, you have not forgotten it, and that you will not allow others to forget where they came from, that beautiful community of Grace. St. Lucian's View Fortunes, we are we are a powerful people. And if we come together as one, don't, like he said, don't wait for the government to do stuff because the government is not going to be able to do everything. But the community, I believe we have amassed enough to give back as much as we can. And the little that we can give back, it can like they say, it can put a dent on something, it can cover a hole. Okay, so Marshall, I thank you so much for being who you are, for inspiring me, for inspiring others. And I can tell you guys that Marshall has been such an inspiration to so many people he does not even know. And you just so calm spoken, so calm spoken. And
Very humble, Cindy, by acknowledge. Boy, it is such a humble feeling just hearing these words. It Sometimes when I talk and I get so emotional, and I don't want to get emotional tonight, for sure.
the last time I
Cindy,
had you crying on my show, no crying
yeah,
today.
yeah, yeah, but not tonight. I
But before you continue what you were
did
saying,
it.
Baptist, before you continue, Baptist would like to let everybody know that he lost his internet connection and he apologizes for just falling up because he lost his connection. So we were just very elated that he was there. He's really missed, but we continue moving forward to saying we may not have too much time longer to be on here because been here for like about an hour, 2 hours.
Yeah, almost 2 hours. Yeah, but
Yes.
yeah. So, Cindy, all I could say is never forget where you came from.
Mhm.
Never. You might not change the circumstances. You might not able to change the past, but you can shape the future.
Mhm.
Coming from Grace, Grace has given me the opportunity. Grace has given my father the opportunity. He has given my grandmother, he has given me my ancestors the opportunity. He has given my mom the opportunity. And I just want to give back and inspire the next generation. Knowing that I want to instill that there is greatness from no matter what the stigma about this place. I want to give hope. I want to bring encouragement. I want to bring happiness to this place because I know Grace is one of the best places in the entire country. So I'm just humble, and I'm always going to be humble. And life has humbled me. Life has taught me so many lessons. Life have molded me. My experiences has molded me. And no matter what I have been through in my life, the hardship that I have faced, I live a life of gratitude. I am grateful for every experience that has shaped me to be the person that I am. The fact that I could breathe, I could see, I could hear, I could talk, I could walk. I'm not in a hospital bed. I just live the life of gratitude and be positive, and I can shed positive energy into the universe. That's enough for me. And this is what I am. And I want to encourage everybody, the persons listening today, that no matter what you're going through today, there's light at the end of the tunnel. There's a thing called hope, love, and faith. If you have those three, let God do the rest. So
Yes.
just as is, I'm humbled by just being on your show. I'm watching your journey, your growth, and you have inspired so many, particular women and people that have families who are affected by autism. I want to give you your flowers because I like before I said to Baptiste, I don't want to give people the flowers just going to the funeral home or buy the caskets. I want to make them smell it today. So I want to give you your flowers. You have been inspiration to me by just conversations we have. You know, um, your book, knowing that you have been through so much and you keep that smile. Boy, women, we need more women like you. We honestly need more women like you because some circumstances can make us bitter for the rest of our lives. And I just want to applaud you for all the things that you have been through, and through the thick and through the thin, you keep that smile. You keep coming and inspiring people, and it's particularly women. Thank you for your contribution to the world, your contribution to the universe. You're not, we see you, the world sees you. So don't feel that you're not being seen. I see you. So
Don't
just
make me
keep,
cry.
yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. And don't let nobody, and I say that to my kids as well, don't let nobody tell you you're not great. You are great, and my mom always tell me you're mighty and powerful.
Amen.
You are mighty and powerful. You'll be surprised. You're only using 5% of your potential. If we humans tap into our real potential, we'll amaze ourselves. Yeah, so that is like what this is a mantra I live by every day. And this is what I want to share to the world. This is what I give out to the world. And this is what have humbled me. I just live a life of gratitude. And last but not least, I want to shout out to my mom that is listening and watching me now. So, mom, thank you for listening. Thank you for your wisdom, for your love, for those hard love, and those this guidance, this shaping the man that you see today. The awards and stuff, accolades, that means nothing to me anyway. It means something to a degree, but um, that is just accolades. What is behind me or whatever is in my office, it's just accolades. But most importantly, I just wanna shout out to my family, my wife, my rock, my kids, my beautiful children, Zaya, Zayla, Zayla, and my boy. I'm just grateful. I'm in a good space, so I'm just grateful to be here and very humble and to be on your show because yeah, I could be somewhere else and you could choose somewhere else to be on the show, but you're giving me that opportunity that I can reach out the world. Just that internet is reach out to the world is just an given opportunity. So I thank you. I want to shout out the CG. I think the CG is listening too from New York. Mr. Jeremiah Hyacin, big shout out to you. Thank you for um, the good work that you've been doing in our community, in the diaspora, and for the people of Saint Lucia. Thank you. Um, who else is listening? It is the young lady from is Miss Elliott. Miss Elliott, thank you for boy. This lady, I watch her a video and then boy, she talk like there's so much passion and I'm just letting you know that you're not alone. There's a people rooting out. There's people there for you. So big shout out to you and
Marshall.
you know,
I just
you
want to
know
say thank you so much. I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you, but I don't want to forget what I'm going to say because I just want to say thank you so much for recognizing what I'm doing, because sometimes it feels like I don't have support. It
mm,
feels like nobody's seeing me, but I live by this. I will come on here even if one person is watching. I will come because I know my message that I have to give is important. And if it's only one person that came to listen, guess what? That one person needed what I had to offer. And so I am grateful that you see me. I have tremendous respect for you and your work, for Baptiste and his contribution and his work, for all those people, Martha, for all those people in the community who are doing amazing things, who are trying to reach women, who are trying to reach children, who are trying to play their part in just doing the little that they can to empower and to inspire and to uplift people, because mental illness is real and we are going through a lot. So I just want to say thank you for seeing me. And I know that you are not alone in saying that. A lot of people have said, Cindy, I want to give you your flowers while you're living. Thank you. I accept it. And I will continue to do what I'm doing until there's no breath in me, because this is my passion. When I started this show, I did not know what I was doing. I was all about the place, but I had
yeah.
one thing in mind: to share my story so that I could empower others, to let them know that they are not alone. And during our conversations, we have spoken about so many things, and you did not even know the depths of the things that I had been through.
Mm-hmm.
And I carried you for smile, like you said, because we cannot let our past shape us. We cannot let our past define us. I'm getting emotional. We cannot let our past destroy whatever the future has for us. We gotta keep fighting. We gotta keep, even if we don't have anything, but we gotta keep fighting. There's every step of failure leads closer to your success. And I've been
Oh
through the
boy.
ringers. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, Cindy, I see you and just my advice is keep going. When you feel no one sees you, keep going. I think one of the greatest advice that I have received as a business owner is When you put your mind to something and you do it well, well enough, that will define your value. People are not looking for your success, they pay for your value. If you are valuable, you have done your part. Value. The more value you bring, that's what contributes to your success. I don't seek success. I just be a person of value. So that's my advice to you to, for anyone listening, do not seek success, but seek value. I have a one of the quotes that the key to success is happiness. So you can be the most successful person. You're not happy. Don't seek success. Seek happiness.
Mm-hmm.
My
That is so
advice,
true. Thank you so
because I
much.
know. So just
Thank
be happy. Continue what you're doing. Nothing that is good is easy.
you.
Because it was
Mhm.
easy, everyone. Don't be the 89%. Be the 1%. Because if life was easy, everybody would succeed.
Mhm.
There's the 2%. To think about it. So be that 2%.
Thank you.
That's my
Thank you. Appreciate you. Listen, guys, we have had such a lengthy conversation, and I wish our friend Baptiste was there. But Gil said, keep pushing. It pays greatly, even though it feels like no one is watching or supporting. God got you. And that you couldn't have said it better, you know. And thank you so much. I appreciate all of you, my viewers, who keep coming here Thursday after Thursday, Friday after Friday. You take your time and you listen to us. We like Marshall said, value, find value, okay, and it brings happiness. I am so excited about what else we have to offer. There's so much that can be done. There is so much that we can do to uplift and to help, and we can, as long as we have it in our capabilities, we can help somebody out. We can encourage somebody. Next month is June, is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. I want to take the opportunity to anybody who's watching this show right now, who will be watching this later, and who has somebody who has gone through mental struggles, male, a man who has gone through mental struggles and who wishes to tell the story. It could be you, Marshall. It could be you, Baptiste. It could be anybody who is strong enough, because some people are not ready, who's strong enough to tell the story. I am promoting it this for the month of June. Reach out to me. We It's not only women who go through mental struggles. Nobody's immune. I am raising two young men. One is already an adult, and the other one is 16. And I feel when I watch my children, when I watch my boys, and I watch other men and I listen to other stories, because I like talking to men and I listen to the struggle, I feel it's important that we not only speak about the women's issues, we talk about men's issues, because I am raising men and I have a lot of respectable people in my life who are men, and they go through so much. And men have been taught to just toughen up, don't be vulnerable. But we have, behind all of that toughness, there's somebody who was breaking down inside. So we need
Wow, it
to
is.
hear
It is. It
those
is so
stories.
true.
Yeah, we need to
It
hear
is so
those
true.
stories.
It's so true. And Dr. Miles Monroe, my mentor, my spiritual mentor, said something that really hit me. And he said, when you go to a building, you check out the layout of the building, the glitters, and take pictures, and the building is beautiful. But when the building was being constructed, what is keeping the building together? What is it? The foundation. Do you take a picture of the foundation? So this is man. Man is the foundation of a home. We bear that burden and dare to speak about it. And it is heavily, and I'm talking about heavily on men, our responsibilities. Because we have the responsibility to take care of our families. It's hard.
And not only
And
that,
we
Marshall,
what we will-
and not only that, right? And I didn't mean to cut, not only that, the fact that you have to take care of those families and then you are carrying traumas from your past that you have to deal with, that you're struggling every day, and those that come into your life.
all I could say is
Reach out, guys.
right.
Are you
So
losing your
yeah, my internet, I don't
Don't
know.
be like Baptist now. One of you are losing your internet connection. Let me look at mine to make sure it's not.
Yeah, so yeah, it is something that need to be speak about. And then we
Mm-hmm.
men feel like we if we cry we are weak,
Mm-hmm.
our stories, get our egos in the place. But we we're not taught to be vulnerable. So especially young men, I mean, the suicide rate has gone up for the roof. And just lack of we speaking out, our ego getting into the way. So there's a lot going on, and I think that we need to bring that awareness. As you say, June is the month for that. It's going to be Father's Day as well.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the St. Lucia Auto Association. We have a talk and cancer. That's one of the things that is affecting black men in particular, and we're afraid to talk about it. So I'm encouraging everybody to come out to that cancer awareness talk, and the day is called "You My Hero." So I encourage you to bring your kids to come have a good time with us at Ottawa, in Ottawa, that is. And let's take it from there. So big shout out to my executive team, the people of the community of Ottawa, for your support, for your continuous support. Means a lot to us. And then Cindy, thank you. So I'm reaching out to you. So make sure you advertise.
Absolutely. That's one thing I do. Anytime anybody posts something, I will put it out there. And don't forget Baptist, because Baptist, oh my
Yeah,
gosh, Baptist, yes.
Baptiste. Yeah, big shout out to Baptiste. Thank you for being the host. Thank you, man, for those tough questions. And Cindy, I think I should interview Baptiste as well, because I want to hear his side of this story. I want to know his journey. I've watched develop to become that power. I mean, the
Mhm.
power community in that space. So I think if you give me the platform, that is, to interview him, that would be wonderful. I think especially for June, in June, right? So that would be a great time to interview him as well. So Baptiste, big shout out to you and your family. And what else did we said? Thank you everybody for listening and watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Uh,
And give some nice stars, because
yeah,
stars.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yes. So,
Cindy,
Baptist, the challenge is on. This
yeah.
coming month of June, it's your turn to be interviewed on Poetry and Perspective with Placide, and he's going to be Marshall interviewing you. Oh my God, this is going to be a good one too. All right,
Big
my resilient risers, we love you guys. It has been almost 2.5 hours, and we could talk forever, but we can't keep you all night. So look out for Baptist this time. Marshall interviewing Baptist coming soon in June. Okay, that's not a good. Coming soon in
Right.
June. Okay.
Next thing is St. Lucia. Please read. Please, if you're in St. Lucia, there is Export the Runway. I think this is the third edition that's
Mm,
happening 8th of June. Check it out. Whoever in St. Lucia, check it out. Go purchase your ticket. There's a lot of surprise. I'm not mentioning anything, but there's a lot of surprises. And big shout out to Export St. Lucia doing an amazing job. Thank you for all the support. And yes, Cindy, so you can reach out to Export St. Lucia. I love them to come on your show as well as a
mm.
government to to especially the month of June to come on your show as well and to shed light on some stories. Um,
Wonderful. Well, we
yeah.
can talk about that after the show just for a few minutes because we've been here for a
Yeah.
long time. So I
Yeah.
want to say good night again. Never let failure be at that finality for you. Let it be. Guys, let failure be. That every step you take, every fail should be that step to reaching your goals, okay? To adding value to your life. Okay? All right. Have a good night, my resilient risers, and we are going to see you all next month. Okay? Good
Thank
night.
you. Good night.